So the next task up is for this one here. As you can see, it is a blue plastic cape, and you can see there is a blue cape in its inventory, but as you can see, there's no actual cape on the minifigure in the photo. So I was asked to work on a photo for that, so now I'm going to work on that. So I've got the light box here, so I'm just going to turn it on. And then, so now I've got the light box. It works pretty well. So what I have is just a whole bunch of different odds and ends that look pretty useless on their own, but all together they help make a pretty good photo for Bricklink. Well, I'm still learning. It's not really that good per se. So now I'm going to take a photo for it, but for the things that we need, we're going to need the minifigure itself. I'm going to use this one for the photo as the copy I have of that for sale is damaged, but I will use the cape from this one for the photo. So then I've got the minifigure and the cape thing, although I'm just, oh yeah, that's the cape. So I'll need to borrow the legs as well. I might need to get a new pair of legs depending on the condition of those ones, but then I'm just going to quickly swap around the parts. And now I have a copy of the minifigure with the cape on. So yeah, now you can see definitely there's supposed to be a blue ring around the neck, but there's nothing in the photo. So yeah, now I've got the minifigure. So now I have the, I don't remember what this thing's called, but it does this. And it moves stuff all around and everything. So then I can use that to clean off the minifigure and stuff like that. So I probably won't do it with one hand because that doesn't really work too well. But yeah, then I'm going to now work on getting the setup ready, and then I can start taking some photos. It usually takes like 10 to 20 photos before I get one that I'm finally happy with. But I hope that now that I've figured out a couple more things with editing, that I can make a half decent photo. And I did bring a piece of paper down this time just so that I can try adjusting it a bit. So I use a piece of paper with the light box just so that, for example, if I'm taking a photo and the minifigure is here or something like that, then the background is super far away. But if I can adjust it a bit so that the background is right against it, or it's like on that type of a background, then it might provide a very nice clean background for the photos. So I'm going to work on this. I probably won't do too many clips until I have some photos on the computer, but yeah, then I'm going to try to get this all set up for the photo now. So I'm trying a slightly new strategy that involves these. So this is the setup now. This isn't part of it. I might still adjust it a bit and things as needed, but it's now a piece of paper connected by some paper clips, along with, I'm not sure if it'll show, I can't see, some bricks at the back. And then at the top, it's taped in place here and here. I'll have to reinforce the tape a little bit just so that it doesn't move around. But yeah, then this here is how it's set up. Then I just can cover that back up, and then I can grab the minifigure, and then I can set it carefully on the stand here, and then I can get lighting good and stuff like that. Like the lighting isn't set up or anything. And then I should be able to take some decent photos of it. So yeah, then I'll adjust this a little bit more as needed. Double check that all the parts are in good condition for this minifigure, because I think I noticed, let's see if it'll zoom in, but the eye might have just been on the photo with some light, but the eye almost looked like it was a bit damaged, but I'll have to check closer. But yeah, then that's set up. So I'm going to try to take some photos now. So this is the setup I used, and so I was able to get a photo somewhat similar to this. 1 second, let me just get it set up how I had it. It was something similar to this. It won't be quite the same in the video. Actually, this is more closely what it would resemble, so something like that. And so that picture has now been taken, so I'm going to get over to the computer and now start working on it. So I was able to work on the image a little bit more, and this here is what I've got. Actually, I should trim it a little bit at the top. Although for some reason it does seem to be shrinking the size of the image a little bit during the editing process somewhere. So it's not quite the max height that it normally is, because if I look at resize, it's showing 333 by 519. But I'm pretty sure, well, let me just see. This here is the original image, and it just seems to be smaller than that for some reason. But who knows? It's I don't want to increase the size here to the max 100, the max size, so that would be 6x8 for minifigures, because if I do that, you can see how stretched it gets, and it gets blurry and everything like that. So it's just, yeah, who knows. Yeah, then this here is now done. On a side note, I think that the paper strategy is definitely good, as I think this here is one of the my personal favorite images so far for just overall quality. It seems to be quite nice for the quality of the photo, because normally it just never seems quite right, but this one just seems overall pretty nice. So that is now uploaded. So now that the photo is done, the next thing up is the damaged minifigure lot. So I'll just put that stuff over here. Someone was asking about some of these bricks for an order. So I was checking, and I wasn't able to find all that they were looking for, but I was able to find most. So that's over there. The bricks are over there waiting for their response. And then so I'm going to get all of these damaged parts for the auction started on eBay. Let's let the scale go. And then put this on so we can see it is 1.7 kilos. It's like 3 something pounds. So I'm gonna create that listing now. So it turns out I was able to actually close the drawer here. There was just a lot of missorted stuff in there. So that's done now. So then of all the stuff that was over here, it is all done now. I do want to just try to clean it up, put some stuff properly away, because I don't need this stuff here. And with the new photographing method, I probably don't need that stuff and stuff like that. So I'm going to work on just cleaning this area up a bit now. But yeah, the table is now clear. All of the stuff has been put away properly. Next up is listing all of these. There's 2 different molds in here. There's the inverted and the standard ones, and that's in a whole bunch of different colors. While listing them, I'll see if I can find any more for the person, because I looked through them. They wanted 20 more. I could only find 17. And I looked through these containers and I could not find any more. Yeah, we'll see. This here is not supposed to be in here. We'll check quickly to see if there is any bugs in this container. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Nope, it's a bug-free container. That's a rare thing. But that's nice. Hopefully I just don't find one. Because, yeah, whenever you leave containers out, then bugs always just find a way in. When it's a bag, there's no issues for hopefully obvious reasons. But, yeah, then I will get to work on all of this stuff now. So just finished sorting all of these guys. So yeah, these are, well, I put all the other ones that weren't major colors into one, both the inverted and the normal, and then this here, they wanted 20. I found 20 eventually. They got 19 of them, so I can just list this one here, because I think I had one in new, which I can't remember if they ordered, or they said they did say about 20, so it's not necessarily that they weren't going to get 20. So I do have one more of those to list, and then here's the inverted ones and the standard for black, then white. Then the standard dark bluish gray ones, or inverted. I don't think inverted's technically the name. That's more so used for slopes, but I just say that to help separate. And then the standard and inverted for light bluish gray. So I might try to get some of this stuff listed, but I don't know for sure how much I can get done. But yeah, I'm going to start on this stuff now. Just finished the first one. It is the whichever one this is here, and so that's done. These here are the ones not being listed, and I still have all of these guys left to go, but it's getting late, so I should be able to finish that next week. Yogurt time. Got one thing in the mail today. In here is a whole bunch of Duplo minifigures that I'm going to have absolutely no use for once I've got dimensions, but they are good to get out of the way. And then some other parts. And so with these ones, I've got parts for the Luigi minifigure, because that one was still missing dimensions. This shoulder pad here I needed because I have the red helmet back there. And that's for Star Wars minifigure that's missing dimensions. And then these things here, I was sent the wrong ones, I think, because these are supposed to be the corner things. I'm 90% sure, because I have a whole bunch of these. I took them out of the one drawer when getting parts for dimensions. Was it 1351? No, it was one of these guys here. Not sure which one. I already forget. Where was it? Well, I'm not going to actually spend time looking for it, but it was one of the, oh yeah, it's 1316, because I was using those for dimensions for another thing, so I am almost 100% certain they sent me the wrong things. I'll probably have to message them about that, but I'll double check. Then there is these parts, some Lloyd parts, and an Illager head for rebuilding minifigures for eBay, and then the rest are more things for dimensions. Got something from friends. Actually, no, that's the Lego movie, I think. Then Winnie the Pooh, and then a Monkey Kid thing, and two Ninjago things. So yeah, then I can work on some dimensions with this stuff, get that stuff done, and then get back to listing. Also got one more order in the mail, because the other one was put in the porch. Surprisingly, they actually put it in the porch and didn't just leave it somewhere. So I got those torsos, and I accidentally think, no, it's still in here, okay. Thought I left it upstairs for a second, but then got this torso and this headgear thing. For dimensions, the headgear thing, with that, I'll have all the parts that I need for, well, not that I need, but that are needed now. Well, like, I mean, they've all been ordered. Sorry, I'm just taking my sweater off. I shouldn't have done that while recording. It was just so warm. And so this here is the headgear for the Witch King, and this here is his cape. So I can add those dimensions, and the rest of the parts for dimensions for Lord of the Rings minifigures are on the way. So yeah, then here's all the other stuff. Got through these dimensions here for the Duplo things. Let me get it up real quick. Right here. So then there was all of these guys from that up to here from these Duplo things. So yeah, now I can get to work with some of the other parts that were in the order. So yeah, lots of progress. I was able to finish with a whole bunch of these dimensions, and they've all been approved now. So that brings it down to, let's just see here, missing packing dimensions. That is now down to 456, so that's good. Then a whole bunch of the sticker parts were finally approved. I think those are from April, I want to say, and they were just approved. So now I'm going ahead and going through and adding all of that stuff with catalog change requests like this one here, where it's just, if you've ever been to the forums and you see this before, that's just what that is. So that's done now. For the first one, I still have to do it for most of these. This one isn't approved yet, but I still can work on these ones here, because these guys have all been approved. And yeah, overall good progress. And I confirmed that they did send me the wrong parts for this, so I did message them about that, waiting to hear back, but overall good progress. So I then just quickly finished with the other few. There was this one here, the Hulkbuster, and then, no, I just clicked on that one. Then there was this race car one, just the second book. I already added the first book back in April. And then there's this one here, which was a lot of them from this car. There was just an absolute load of stickers on this one, and so then this one, yeah, there's 53 stickers waiting for requests, and then some more excuse me, item relations, paired parts. So that stuff's done. I just listed these guys, which I got in the mail, because yeah, these ones here, the torsos normally sell for about $20 to $30 a piece, but someone had them listed in not applicable colors, so they weren't showing on the regular price guide, for $2 to $3 a piece. So I got all 27 of them, and I listed them for sale again. 1948, that's here. So that was a nice one. I'll probably end up dropping the price eventually if they don't sell, because I'm asking a bit higher price, but that's fine either way. So yeah, then these random parts that were sent by accident, I'll just put in there. So that stuff I'll put back over here, because this is the box that I use whenever I get something for dimensions for Bricklink. This box here has practically every part that I'll need for actually getting dimensions for them, so I just leave this one here. But then once the minifigures that need dimensions are finally complete, then and caught up, then I can probably put that box somewhere else, or what I'll do is I'll just keep it around, because I probably will still need it in the future for other ones, so that's just always going to be floating around for a while. And then it's more recycle, and so now I've got all of these parts, which I can list on Bricklink now, because they're all in the catalog. That'll be a little bit of a lot increase And then these are some from a long time ago that I added already, but I just forgot to list afterwards. And then a random shipping label that says Yellow Galador is something info. I have no idea what that says. Weight 1.1, thickness 0.11, tall 14.2, wide 10.9. I'm thinking that yellow. Oh, this here is that. I know what that is. Let's see, Galador. I added this to the catalog a while back. I found it in the one Galador set that I got the one time. Where is it? It's in gear, I think. Yeah, right here. This here is probably what I was talking about because it's yellow and Galador. Let's check the dimensions. 10.9, 14.2, and 0.11. Yep, that's that. Weight 1.1 grams. So now the question is, what did I write in the top there? It looks like ISIRT. Oh, did I try to write insert? Oh, yeah, probably. So there's that. So at least I know what that's from, so I can safely get rid of that. Because yeah, this here was in this set, which I was taking photos of it for eBay because I got it new, and then all of a sudden I just saw that in there, so that was interesting. But yeah, then I can work on getting this stuff listed, but this is probably going to wait a little while until I finish with these guys, so I'll put that stuff over there. Then I'm going to just quickly process these few items from the one order, which I need for rebuilding minifigures, although I'll have to check the condition because that store there, I'm pretty sure they sell factory rejects. Let me see if I can find an example real quick, because I know some of these, it was very noticeable. Let's see, will it pick up on the camera? You can see just how dirty that is. This was sold as brand new, and stuff like that. I know that there are some, the one over here from Head Modified, the pig, it was in horrible condition. Yeah, that's the condition I got it from when I bought it brand new from the seller. It is, let's try to put it under some better lighting here to show. But yeah, you can kind of see there, that's the exact condition I got it in, and it was listed as brand new. Let me just get it up real quick. And yeah, that's presumably the store sells the factory rejects or something like that, because they got super high quantity of a lot of these things. But yeah, definitely not something that should be done, but technically I don't even think that does violate Bricklink terms, because technically for Bricklink, new just means that it's new and has never been assembled. So technically that might not be against Bricklink rules. I'm not sure, I'd have to double check. But yeah, then I'll quickly get these things away. This is an Illager head. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check the condition because this is from him also, but I'll check that to make sure. These are from it also, but they look to be in better condition. So yeah, then this is Han Solo legs, and technically canon, his name is Lloyd, at least in the one joke. So I'll get his stuff put away as well, and then after that I can get back to work on these guys. Slight correction, these are Finn legs, not Han Solo legs. Okay, so now I'm finally done with all that stuff. So now it's on to listing the next thing. So get Brick Store up again real quick. And there it is, updating the database. Takes it just a second, or I guess you have to click OK. But then let's see. Okay, this one is next up. So we've got all of these guys here. So then just dump this out here. And then put this container over here. And then, unfortunately, these guys can't be stacked reasonably, because, I mean, like, you could technically stack them. It just wouldn't be efficiently or anything like that. So, yeah, these ones I just have to check one by one for damage. So, I basically, for these ones, I just, it's difficult to show with one hand because I use both hands. But then, basically, I just rotate it like this and just good or bad and rinse and repeat for... well, there's probably, well, considering for reference, this here is 198. I'd say there's probably at least half a thousand here, or maybe a few more than that. But yeah, then I'll work on these guys now. Yoga time. Just getting to work. Got some mail today. Let's first get the lights on here. Yesterday I didn't record, but I finished checking these guys for damage. I did not get them listed. I ended up pulling orders. And then for the thing over here, it's messaged. Apparently I put 2 of the stickers are on the wrong part. But considering there's 104 stickered parts, the fact that only 2 of them had issues is something that I'm actually happy with, because it could have been a lot worse, so I'm not going to complain about that, but then I'm going to have to work on that. So then in the orders, there's just some more parts in a vacuum sealed bag, and then this one here, only one thing, 4 dimensions. It was that helmet there. It's one of the Knights of Ren, so there's that. And then this here is a really uniquely packed order. It's all over the place for how they packed it up, but yeah, there's lots of different things in here. Lots of parts, 4 dimensions, lots of normal parts, just some torsos in this one and everything like that. They included a free brick separator, and then in this one here is just some more parts. And then, was it in the first bag? Might have been. Let me just double check. Where was it? I know it's in here somewhere. I think that's, no. Okay, where is it? Right there. You can kind of see it there. That is the tactical droid. You can't see it from this side too well. But in there is the tactical droid torso thing. That was like $40, but that's a nice one for dimensions. And yeah, just lots of stuff in the mail. So I'm gonna pull orders, pack them up, and then after that, I can start working on new dimensions. So it begins. So yeah, the issue with the stickered parts is, as you can see on there, sticker 28, that one there, and then also sticker 11, as you can see it there. I have the parts here, and I guess I just, for some reason, put this sticker upside down. I put it like this, but it's actually supposed to be like this, like the part is, and then the sticker was the other way around. So I'm gonna see if I can safely swap the sticker so that it's the other way around, and then get some new photos, and then get those photos uploaded. And then after that, I can work on adding some more dimensions, getting some stuff relisted, and then hopefully our list doesn't take too long, because then I can work on rebuilding some eBay minifigures and trying to get these guys listed. So yeah, these ones were the ones in good condition. These here are the damaged ones. And then there still is all of these guys left, so we'll see how much we can get done. And then over there, my sister was starting to separate some stuff for me to list again. So there's the other table stuff that still needs to be worked on a little bit. But then I've got a backlog starting there again. But yeah, lots of stuff to do. But I'll try to first get this sorted out then. Just got some help, and the stickers have now been swapped. So it's now time to photograph them. So turn on the light box, and then put it to max brightness. And then remove the excess chairs that are around there. And yeah, hopefully this will work again. I think this setup works a little bit nicer. So yeah, we'll see how good the photo can be, although this seems to be a little uneven. There we go. But yeah, this definitely seems to be much better for taking photos. So I'm going to work on that now. Bricklink admins are the best. They labeled the part booked for surgery while I was working on it. So yeah, that's the new photo. For white parts, because it's a white background, they aren't the best. They're quite difficult to photograph, at least for me. So it's not like it's a perfect image, but it's at least the right side, and it's at least decent. So yeah, I'll get the other one done, and yeah, then that stuff will be done. So I may be starting to message sellers again when there's damaged parts, because this time, this thing here, let's get it to go. It's Deputron listed in perfect condition. Well, let's take a look at what perfect condition really means. Perfect condition seems to mean it's got bite marks all around the neck. Might be difficult to pick up on the camera. Let me try a different zooming option. Yeah, see there? And then the back absolutely covered in not bite marks, scratches, as if they took some sandpaper to it first or something. And then what else was it? Then there's a couple of nicks on the legs, and yeah, like you can see there. and there and stuff like that. So when you list something as perfect condition and then you send something like this, that's just like, why? So that was the first thing. And then the next was Kylo Ren, which was mostly good except for his legs, which it's just in rough condition a little bit, but this one here mostly because it had a crack on the legs. Not sure if I'll be able to show it easily because it's quite difficult with one hand, but let's see here. If I go like this and then try to line this up like that, and okay, one second, let me just double check there. Yeah, right here. Let's just try to adjust that. It's quite difficult. Okay, right there, kind of, you can see that the leg there is cracked. And then it probably just doesn't pick up too well in the video, but it's just in overall poor condition. It's not necessarily just like badly damaged, it's just poor condition overall. It's not really something that's going to pick up too well in the camera. But then next up is this one, which, and that one there was really good condition. Then next up is Shadow, which is also listed in very good condition, and I think this one was damaged. I'll have to just quickly take a look. Was the torso cracked? Yeah, I think. Okay, yeah, it was. You can see there the torso is cracked on that side, and then also, I'm not going to try to show it again, but one of the feet was cracked on this, and his helmet just fell off somehow. And so that was that. And then next up was the sushi chef was all good. And then Joker's henchman, it was also cracked on the one side. You can see that there potentially. So it's quite difficult to pick this up on camera, but yeah, that's cracked there as well. And then also the legs are just in overall poor condition. It's quite difficult to pick up on the camera. It looks so nice in the camera when I'm looking at it in the video, but when I'm able to actually like get it close to the light and look at it in person, it's not too happy condition. And then next up is this head. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of marks and stuff. And then it's also got a whole bunch of bite marks. There's one over there. And then there's some on the back of the head and stuff like that. And then lastly was this Woo head. And it's just, like, it won't pick it up too well, but you can see it a little bit there. It's just covered in marks and everything like that. It's just filthy. Yeah, you can see a little bit there. So yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, then I'll send a message, and probably won't do everything. Like, I probably won't mention the Woo head just because that's like impossible to take photos of. But oh yeah, and then this headgear thing here, you might not be able to see it, but it's got like a dent, and it's also covered in scratches. But then there's a dent on the helmet right there, almost like there's a chip in it or something. So yeah, then overall, there's that. I mean, the head for Emmett was good, Sushi Chef was good, and some of the parts like this part and the cape of Kylo Ren were good. The helmet here was in good condition. This guy's head, I think, yeah, I think this guy's head is in good condition. Then this guy's hat is also in good condition, I think, mostly. But yeah, like, it's just, so all in all, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts that are, 6 parts that are really damaged. And on its own, that's not a lot, but it's a 12 item order, so half the order is damaged. And everyone's always like, well, check the feedback of the store. I'm not going to show the store's name, but when you look at the feedback, there's exactly one negative feedback, and it never said anything. It just said very good. And yeah, besides that, it's completely positive feedback, no issues or anything like that. So yeah, it's feedback doesn't always help, but then I'll hopefully get a refund for this. Probably not going to shop at that store again, and then get on to the next order. Very first item of the next order, bought one Dolby for 2.6 euros. No comments about any condition issues or anything like that. And legs got bite marks on them. The eyes, looks like he's seen a couple ghosts. And the torso, well, one arm there's cracked, and the base torso, is it? fine. The base torso might just be fine. Oh no, it's got a huge cut down there. Let me see. Oh, it's not too noticeable, but it's like, well, that's the only thing that isn't damaged. I shouldn't be surprised that it's not horrible condition, but yeah, then, oh yeah, and it's also cracked on the one side. So yeah, that's typical used condition you'll get. I know on the forums people often say they have 0 issues with used condition parts, but for me, if I have used parts with 0 issues, that's a very rare thing, especially for this order, which has a lot of used stuff. Let's just see, just checking the order, and it is, I think, yeah, it's completely used. Absolutely everything in this order is used. So very low hopes and expectations for most of this, but hopefully I aim for about 50% of the stuff being usable when I buy used. So yeah, who knows. So next up is 4 Hawkeye legs, these guys right here, and this is them. 2 of them are in horrible condition and 2 of them are in overall nice condition. So this here's something, or maybe this one here, are things that you would expect to get with normal used condition. But this and this here are not used condition. These are horrible condition. I can't even do anything with them. They go straight into the garbage. But the thing is, with this store, I went to it not necessarily for buying these parts, but because they had a whole bunch of things for dimensions. So normally I wouldn't have shopped at this store because I'm almost certain they've got absolutely horrible feedback, but because they had good prices for everything and I needed the parts for dimensions, then it was still relatively worth it. But yeah, as you can see, 98.85, that might seem good, but anything below 99.5 or around the 99 mark is extremely poor, especially once you start getting into the thousands of orders. As you can see here, feedback, so that is 8,500 orders, and they have 47 neutral and 13 negative. So yeah, that is just poor quality, and normally that's a good example of, okay, this store has good stuff, but as you can see, it's just not the case. Without putting any of their names, this here's all I can show, but it's a really confusing message. I'm pretty sure that English isn't their first language, but then they put a smirking, laughing emoji for some reason. I'm assuming something was accidental with that. And then I'm just really confused as to the photo they included, because I just don't get it. What does it have to do with this? I'm really confused. But yeah, this year is normal for responses. Most sellers will refund. It's not like they really have an ill intent with just not checking for damage, but it's just a lot of them just don't for some reason. But yeah, the legs don't go in that way, and yes, I know, but that's just how you just check to see if it's cracked, because it won't show easily unless the legs are put in sideways. Because for example, let's see here, like, let's just pick up a random torso. Like, if you just put in legs normally, like this one's probably not cracked, then it doesn't apply any pressure or anything like that to it, and there's no cracks or anything like that. But if you put in the legs sideways, not all the way, because if you put it all the way, then you're going to crack it yourself, which kind of defeats the whole point. But if you can put it in partially, like this, since where the studs are, if you put it like this, it doesn't cause any damage, but like this, it doesn't cause damage if it's only a little bit, but applies just that little bit of pressure needed to actually check. Because then if you apply just a bit of pressure, you can't really see, but I'm pushing down a little bit. If there's a crack, it'll show it. And I mean, unless you actually like force it a whole bunch, it won't crack or anything like that. So that's just how you can check for damage, because when I resell the parts, I don't want to sell someone a cracked torso or anything like that. So I just do that to check. But yeah, then refund, so I guess it's worth the time. But yeah, then overall, surprisingly though, this order, since despite the first 2 parts being badly damaged, and there being a decent amount of well, that fell, and decent amount of damage stuff, since it's there is some things in good condition, so can't complain so far. Because the thing is, their prices are so low that even with the damaged stuff, it still is almost worth it with this stuff. But yeah, then I'll just continue through and see how it ends up. Looking at it closer, I think that they might be showing this photo, trying to show that you're supposed to put the torso on like that, but it almost made it look like they're just pointing to the belt on it for some reason, but I guess that kind of makes a bit more sense now. But I mean, I'm pretty sure most people know how to put a minifigure together, but who knows. But yeah, I always just feel bad showing damage in orders because I know that it's not really malicious from the sellers or anything like that, and stuff like that. But the thing is, in the vlogs, I just want to try and show just what happens with orders and what's normal, what's not, and stuff like that. So it just ends up being a somewhat frequent thing. But yeah, this order seems to be going weirdly well now ever since I started recording those clips, which is surprising considering how cheap the parts were. So maybe this seller will still be good ultimately for the stuff. But yeah, we'll see. I think that this head, if it'll focus, is the bane of my existence. I feel like I've ordered this head every couple months for a couple years now, and I have never once gotten him in good condition. You can see this one's got bite marks on it. I know I don't have all of them, but let's see. There should be some. No, is he Servius? Yeah, I think he's Servius. Yeah, I've only got 5 of them in here, but I just, for the life of me, cannot get that head in good condition. It is just, no matter what, it seems to be impossible. So just calling it a day now. There was 2 parts missing in the order, so I messaged the seller, but last time parts were missing in an order and I messaged the seller, they just never responded. So hopefully they do this time and stuff like that. But yeah, this order is now done. Ended up being a bit better than I was expecting, so for their prices, I probably might go back there if they have a lot on a wanted list again. But it was pretty average quality, nothing too good, nothing too bad. I was able to rebuild these guys for eBay and then has to still work on these guys in the morning. I wasn't able to get to that stuff tonight because it's already 10:50 p.m. So yeah, then hopefully tomorrow I can finish with those and then get back to work on these guys before the table starts to fill up. Something's a little off about the days. Yogurt time. What flavor or ingredient is flavor? Ingredients, flavor. But yeah, this is the end of the vlog, so thank you for watching if you got this far. Today, the goal is to first turn these lights on, because for some reason I think I should always start recording, but then I always forget that the lights are off, so then I just have to first turn them on. So there's the lights there. Then there's some more lights over here. More over here. This one. And yeah, so this is the end of the vlog. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, today is a Wednesday, so the next vlog should be out on Saturday. But yeah, the goal for today is to first finish with all of the eBay cards, because that stuff was not finished yesterday, and so I'll finish with that. Although before I get to that, I do want to quickly actually work on adding the stickered parts to this inventory, because the 2 new photos were approved. So yeah, this stuff here is now ready to be added, so that stuff's all done. So yeah, then I'll get to work on that, and then after that's done, then hopefully I can then get back to work on these guys, which have been delayed for a couple days now. But yeah, thank you for watching if you got this far.